They say your 20s are for making mistakes and your 30s are for fixing them. So what about the bridge in between? Over the weekend, I turned 28 and it feels like a bit of a strange age. I have lots of mixed feelings about it. I feel old enough to have a lot of past experiences now that I can look back on and draw from. But I also feel young enough that the future is kind of like this big, giant, open question mark. As a psychologist, I spend a lot of my time helping others to navigate their own self doubts and chronic overthinking, but it doesn't make me completely immune from them myself. Luckily for me, I probably just have a lot more skills on how to manage them than the average person does, which I use regularly. I'm definitely not a hypocrite. I use a lot of the skills and strategies that I talk about all the time. So for this special birthday episode, I've curated part of my clinical training and my messy human experience into 28 short, punchy lessons on self-doubt, success, and the art of growing up. So let's dive in. Number 1, doubt is a sign of intelligence. Only people who are aware of multiple outcomes, feel doubt. It's a processing tool. It's not a character flaw. Number 2, your inner critic is actually a scared 5-year-old. It's not a villain. It's a primitive part of your brain trying to keep you safe from social rejection. We've spoken about this a few times now in the previous episodes, so if you want to know more, I highly recommend going back and listening to those. So treat that scared 5-year-old with compassion, but don't let it drive the car, okay? This is one of my absolute favorites. Feelings are not facts. I'm going to say it again because it's just so good. Feelings are not facts. Just because you feel like a failure today doesn't mean that you actually are, or that anything has really changed. Just because you feel a certain way or you think something doesn't mean that either of them are factually correct. They're more like an opinion, I guess. The spotlight effect is a lie. Most people are too busy doubting themselves to spend that much time judging you. It's a bit like when you go to the gym and you are afraid of everybody judging you. They're too busy looking at themselves majority of the time. Number 5, you cannot always think your way out of a feeling. Sometimes the cure for doubt isn't more logic. It's a walk. It's a glass of water or something cool. It might be a nap. It might be half an hour doing something that you thoroughly enjoy, stretching, moving, or whatever. It's not always about talking yourself out of it. Number 6, comparison is a thief. Social media is the getaway driver. If you're doubting your life, try putting your phone down for a few hours, even for the whole day or 2 days if you can. See what happens and notice how you feel. Number 7, nuance is the enemy of doubt. Doubt loves terms like always and never, those real absolutes. The truth, it lives in sometimes and maybes. Number 8, vulnerability is the only way to kill shame. The things you're most afraid to say out loud are usually the things that would connect you to others the most. Have you ever had something that you felt really, really nervous to share with somebody else, and when you finally did share, you felt so much more connected to them? Yeah, that's it right there. Number 9, your brain is a survival machine, not a happiness machine. It's wired to look for what is wrong. You have to manually train it to see what's right. Number 10, intuition feels like pulling. Anxiety feels like pushing. Start paying a little bit more attention to how your body physically feels and see if you can identify the differences between these two. Number 11, imposter syndrome is a badge of growth. If you don't feel like an imposter from time to time, you're probably staying right inside your comfort zone. And as they say, that is not where the magic happens. Number 12, done is better than done perfect. Perfectionism is just self-doubt in a fancy suit, and it will always hold you back. 13. No is a complete sentence. Doubting your right to set boundaries will lead to burnout 100% of the time. I remember I was chatting with a friend or a family member once, and I was saying how I had this social event planned. I didn't particularly want to go. I can't remember what my reasoning was. And I was trying to come up with reasons or how I could explain this to the person that I'm committed to. And the person I was chatting with was, oh, why don't you just say no? And I was like, what do you mean? I can't just say no. Like, I can't just turn them down. And they were like, yeah, you can. And that was really eye-opening for me, to be perfectly honest with you. Number 14, you don't need to be passionate about everything. Sometimes a job is just what funds the life you love, and that can be a win too. Or it might be a stepping stone to something bigger, or it might be giving you an opportunity in another way. It doesn't always have to be the thing that you're most passionate about in life. 15, over preparing is often a trauma response. Just trust that your 28 years or 18 years or 30 years of experiences are enough to handle that 30-minute meeting or that presentation or whatever it is that you're over preparing for. Asking for help is a power move. That's number 16. It shows you're secure enough to admit you don't know everything. It's the people that act like they know everything that usually know the least. You don't always need to know everything. Number 17. The perfect time is now. You'll never start if you wait for the perfect time. If you haven't started yet, now is the perfect time. Number 18. Your worth is not your productivity. You're not a human doing, you're a human being. I have this conversation so often in my therapy room. Number 19. The dream job is a myth. Every job has boring parts or parts that you don't like. The goal is to find the hard that you enjoy or that you can see yourself doing for a long time. Number 20. Failure is just data. It tells you that that particular thing didn't work. It doesn't say anything about who you are as a person. Learn the lesson, take the data, try again. Number 21. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If they're all self-doubters, you will be too. Find people who hold a mirror up to your potential. 22. Did I say 21 before or 22? This one's 22. Loneliness is a part of the process. Changing your life often means outgrowing your old social circles. It's okay to be in the in-between. It feels uncomfortable. That's okay. Here's a bonus one. It's okay to be uncomfortable. It is completely okay to feel uncomfortable. 23. Stop apologizing for taking up space. You don't need permission to exist, to speak, or to be happy. Okay? 24. Your parents are just people. Realizing they were also faking it at 28 is the ultimate act of adulthood. Even if you think about your parents now, so obviously I'm 28, this is the first time my parents have ever had a 28-year-old. Last year was the first time they'd ever had a 27-year-old. I'm an only child for context, so there's no siblings above me because there aren't any siblings at all. When you were 5, it was their first time having a 5-year-old. You see where I'm going with that? Yeah. 25. Healing is not linear. You will have days where you feel like you've regressed 5 years. You haven't. You're just circling the mountain from a higher vantage point. Healing's never going to be a smooth process, whatever you're healing from. It is normal to have setbacks. It's more so about how you handle those setbacks, and as long as you keep trying to move forward. 26. Forgive your younger self. They didn't have all of the tools that they had now, so if there are things that you look back on and that you regret, they didn't know what you knew, right? She was just doing her very best back then. 27. Confidence is a muscle, not a gift. I mean, some people do seem to be just born feeling confident, but for most of us, confidence is something that we have to develop and grow. And you build confidence by doing things that scare you over and over and over again. 28. The best years of your life are whichever ones you decide they are. 28 can be the best, 29 can be the best, 30 can be the best, 88 can be the best. You get to decide that. So 28 years, over 10,220 days of being here in this world. If I could go back to my 18-year-old self now who felt quite lost, she doubted herself, she didn't really know what she was doing, and she was terrified of making the wrong choice. For people that are only listening and not watching, I use quotation marks when I said wrong choice there, by the way. I would tell her that there are no wrong choices, only different pathways. Self-doubt will probably be a guest at my 29th birthday and my 50th and my 80th. But at 28, I'm learning that I don't have to listen to everything it tells me. Going back to thoughts and feelings aren't facts. So thank you for being here with me today. If any of these 28, I kind of gave you a bonus ones, but we're going to stick with 28 because that's the theme, lessons resonated with you, I'd really love to hear which one. So please feel very welcome to share this on your social media, share it with a friend. Let me know which lessons really hit home for you. I'm April, and I'm so glad that we're here growing together. Thank you so much for being a part of the club, and I really look forward to seeing you in the next episode.